Cloud. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's I feel like I haven't been here in a while on Tuesday night. Like I miss y'all. This is kind of exciting for me because some of y'all I don't get a chance to see, others of you I do. So happy Tuesday, everyone. Okay, let me admit all. We are going to have a fun night, just so y'all know. We're going to have a fun night. There's a lot of information to cover, so I'm going to warn y'all now. Notepad and pen. Notepad and pen. Matter of fact, let me do something really quickly. Let me see here. Hold on. Welcome. If all of you could do me a favor, right? If you could go into the chat and type in, where you're joining us from, so I can get a chance to see where everybody is joining us from, because this is always exciting because I just don't get a chance to see it as often as other people do. By the way, for those of us that haven't met, I'm talking to you as if like we know each other. Some of us do, some of us don't. My name is Muzaffar, and it is my pleasure to be here on Tuesday night for Elite Synergy System training. And I'm going to explain that in a second, because some of you have great uplines and great teams that you're a part of. And I want you to know that participants asked you to start meeting summary. Okay. What is meeting summary? Start meeting summary. No problem. I can do that. And so I want you all to know something, right? The person that asked you to be here, chances are they're working with someone who's working with someone, and there's different team names. Elite Synergy is not a team name. Elite Synergy is a system. It's something that all of us in Viago can use to build our own team. So it's phenomenal. And I have the honor and pleasure of getting a chance to share some information with y'all. So we've got Chicago. Oh, look at that. 2 Chicagos were the first ones. I can't wait to see y'all on Friday night, by the way. Alaska. Hey, Alaska. Welcome. Waupun, Wisconsin. Welcome. Loveland. Welcome. We've got West Virginia, San Jose, San Diego, Rice, Minnesota. Gosh, I love seeing everywhere, but I'm from Minnesota and I now live in Arizona. So it's always cool to see Minnesota. Hi, Muzaffar. Connie from Los Angeles. Hi, Connie. We've got Trinity, Texas, Tanya in Las Vegas, San Diego, Wisconsin, Taft, California, Arizona. We've got Tampa, Florida, Riverside, Jamaica. Welcome, Jamaica. Love seeing Jamaica on. Let's see, tuned in from the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago. Wow, love that. Welcome, Barbara, here from Anchorage. Welcome, Anchorage. Okay, who else do we got? Let's see here. Boca Raton, Melanie, welcome. Phoenix, Jersey, Stillwater. I know where Stillwater is. Forston, Minnesota. Is it Forston? Forston. Welcome. Minnesota. Love it. Philip in Dubai. Oh, man. I wish I was there. I know, dude. I know, man. That's like Dubai is calling me, man. Like I feel like Dubai is calling my name. Like I wish I was at that escape with all of y'all. My cousins are there. Y'all should go stop by and say hello. Kevin in Edina. Kevin, just so you know, man, Edina was the very first city that I went to go see network marketing. Like my very first time going to a presentation was going to Edina, Minnesota, which Edina is like the nice area of Minnesota. Where I lived was the area that you don't want to go to at night, just so all of you know. Edina was the nice area. And so that's awesome that he's on. Let's see here. Who else we got? I'm going to get started right now, though. We've got Walton Beach, Chicago. Yes, I'll see you on Friday. All right. So we have a lot of information to cover and a training to do. I want to give you all information on really how to go out and build this going into this weekend, just so all of you know. And so I am going to, let me see here. Let me see. 1 second. Let me see what I can do just so, because I get in one of those like zones, and I will need, let me just do this. Hold on. Bear with me, everybody. Multitasking at its finest. Oh, hey, perfect. Lauren, are you still on? Will you be able to let people in while I go into zone mode? Is that Lauren? The Elite Synergy System. Don't know. She's on. I think she's on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me do this. Give me a second. 1 second, everybody. Hold tight. Almost there. All right. Hey, Melanie.
Yes, sir.
If I make you co-host, can you let people in just so I don't
Yes,
be
no
doing
problem.
3 things at once? Hold on a second. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. Melanie, make co-host. There you go. All right, sweet. So if you could watch that for me, that would be great. All right. So let's get to it. Let's get to it and focus and talk and go through things. So I'm going to start over again, and I'm going to say notepad and pen. Notepad and pen. It's so important that we take notes on this information. And just so all of you know, right? When I sit back and I look at this business, and I've been doing a ton of Zoom presentations, one-on-one presentations, meeting in people's homes, doing group presentations. And when I look at people and the results that they have, and I'm going to share something with all of you, and I really believe that all of us are here for a reason. Like, I really do. And I'm going to start here just so all of you know, right? Everybody has this reason of why they're doing this business, right? And this right here is you. And all of you know that we do 2 things, right? So number one, we find members, which are customers, people that are going to use this membership. And then number 2, we find ambassadors, which are people that are going to build this business. So today I had a meeting with a guy that bought a franchise 2 years ago, and you know, he spent thousands upon thousands of dollars, and I was asking him, you know, every month, you know, what is your overhead? And his overhead every month is $30,000. And so when I talked to him about how we build this and the similarities between this and a traditional business, and we were having this conversation today, the point is this, and when you look at 5-5, and this is just one out of the 5 ways that we get paid, right? When you look at 5-5, 10-10, this is $200 a month. 25-25, this is $500 a month. 50-50, and you guys know this, but listen, I'm just one of those that I always write things out over and over again. 100, this is $2,000 a month. Okay, so this right here is $12,000 a year. This right here is $24,000 a year. 250, this is a diamond, which is $5,000 a month, which I want everyone on here to be a minimum of a diamond, just so all of you know. That's $60,000 a year. This is 500, which is $10,000 a month, which is $120,000 a year. 1,000, which is $20,000 a month. Believe me, there's a method to my madness. Trust me, $240,000 a year. 2,000, which is $36,000 a month, which is $432,000 a year, and 5,000, which is $85,000 a month, which is $1 million a year. All right. One thing I want all of you to know, right? And this is how my brain works, right? And you guys have seen me do this, and this is not the talk for tonight, but I'm starting this way for a reason. Number one, you guys have seen me say that the number one thing you have to do is make a decision. And it's not a decision to start, it's a decision to finish, because everybody starts things, they just don't finish. People start a weight loss journey, they don't finish. People start a relationship, they don't finish. People start a gym membership, they don't finish. People start a project around the house, they don't finish. People start an art project, they don't finish. The key right now is to finish what we started. And the question is that the finish, there's multiple finishes. This is something I want to clarify. There's multiple finishes, multiple. There's a short-term finish. What do I want to finish in March? What do I want to finish? But there's also this long-term finish. For me, right, when you look at Black Diamond, that to me is a mandatory. I'm not going to stop until I finish Black Diamond. That's me. It doesn't have to be you. When I ask people what they want and what they need, it's two different things. So just so all of you know, you have to understand that I know everybody has different goals. And I'm not here to preach money. And I want to be very clear on this. Like I have a friend of mine who's actually on this Zoom right now, a good friend of mine that I haven't spoken to in a very long time. And because of my dear friend and mentor who got started, and she introduced, and she's been dear friends with this gentleman as well, and he's building a phenomenal business, and I know he wouldn't mind me saying this because he's on here. His name is Stevie B, and Stevie B, they're in the process of finishing building a church right now. And people tell me they want to build a church, and I ask them, well, why haven't you done it? And one of the main reasons is money. A friend of mine, actually my wife's cousin, just had a grand opening of a new mosque on Saturday. And I couldn't go because I was at my daughter's volleyball tournament. But like, if time and money were not an issue in your life, if money was not an issue in your life, what would you do more of? And obviously travel is a topic of most people's conversation, but I believe most of us would also help more, do more. And that doesn't mean that you have to go build churches or mosques or temples. You don't have to. My wife and I like doing things with orphanages. You can do things that you like to do. The point is that what is it? Like, if you did get to the point, now I'm going to say if for you, and the reason I'm going to say if for you is because I can't make the decision that you're going to finish this. But if your mindset is similar to mine, that when I say if, you say, Muzaffar, it's not if, it's when. So if I say, if you finish Black Diamond, and I just saw Shonda nod her head, and I love that. And I love seeing people on video because it tells me what you're thinking. And if I say, if you're going to finish Black Diamond, and Shonda's mentality is, it's not if, Muzaffar, it's when, phenomenal. I can't tell you, obviously, right, what you're going to do with 85,000. You have to understand that when you start processing what you will do, because 85,000 a month, you can live in a nice home, you can have a nice car, you can have a nice savings account. Carrie's got this grin like, yeah, Muzaffar, I know, I'm with you, Carrie, I'm with you. And Rebecca's got a big smile. Man, I love you guys. And I want you to understand that you can do a lot with 85,000 a month, but what is your overhead really every month? Even if you pay taxes on that, and let's say 85,000 a month, let's say your taxes, and I'm just rounding numbers, is 20,000. So you're still bringing home 65,000 a month. And let's say your overhead, because you are living it, you've got a beautiful house, 4 cars, blah, 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 blah. And you're spending 30 grand a month. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying you still have $35,000 every month sitting there. What would you do with it? For some people, they would do more to help people. I really believe it. On this Zoom, you guys are such good-hearted, good-charactered people. And like, I'm saying even if you lived a lavish lifestyle, you would still have so much money left over. So mind you, I'm not here to preach money. What I am here to say is what does finish mean to you? What does this mean to you? And whatever it is, I need all of you to absorb a few things, all right? Number one is that you're going to be bad before you're good. At anything. I don't care what it is. I don't. If you've never been in an intimate relationship before, you're going to be bad before you're good. If you've never played a sport before, you're going to be bad before you're good. And when you're in the bad, you have to understand something, that you have to make a decision when you're in the bad that you're going to finish. So you're going to do enough of the activity. You're going to do enough reps. You're going to do enough repetition. You're going to do enough. You've got to make a decision that you are going to get trained, because I'm going to tell you right now, just because you do something a lot, it doesn't make you good unless you learn from the mistakes. The best teacher is experience. It's the only way you're going to get good is if you learn from the bad. And I'm going to give all of you an example. Like, I'm teaching my daughter sports, for example, and basketball is a big sport of mine. And if every time someone shoots the basketball and you're right-handed and you shoot like this and your elbow is out, I don't care how many shots you do, it's going to stay bad unless somebody does this and brings your elbow and tucks it in and then straightens your hand out, which this feels so weird. This feels so weird right here. If you haven't done it, people that shoot a basketball, their elbow they shoot like this because your arms lift up like this. This is a natural tendency. So to do this and then turn your wrist and then go back like this, it's a weird feeling at first. It's a weird feeling. And so I want you to understand that in our business, when it comes to inviting, it's a weird feeling. When it comes to inviting people to a presentation, calling somebody, sending a text message, these things are weird because your naturally normal tendency is to do the mistakes. So our job as people that have created success in this sport is to teach you to tuck your elbow in. And that's what we're going to do today. But let me go back to this real quickly, ladies and gentlemen, is that when you look at the fact that you're going to be bad before you're good, are you willing to accept this? Because that's at anything in life, ladies and gentlemen. Are you willing to accept that you're going to sit in this humbling feeling? It's a humbling feeling because so many of you are good at so many things today in life that being okay with being bad at something is such a weird feeling. It just is. So you got to be okay with that to then be good. And then from good, the tweaks become smaller. So if we're going back to basketball, if we're going back to a basketball analogy, once I got the big one, which is bringing your elbow in, doing your hand like this, once I got this one, a small tweak is where this finger goes. It's your guide finger. It's where the basketball goes, where this finger goes, right? So in our business, once you become good, then we have leadership calls with you where we do small tweaks, where we help you, right? Just so you all understand, this is the process. And then we help you go from good to great. And then we help you go from great to phenomenal. And it's a smaller tweak. But how do we do that? And it's getting trained over and over and over and over again. The best basketball players in the world have a coach. The best basketball players in the world have a coach, ladies and gentlemen. The best golfer in the world has a coach. The best business people in the world have mentors and coaches. Some of y'all have heard of Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins has coaches and mentors, and he's the coach of coaches, right? So just so all of you understand, number one, you got to make a decision that you're going to finish. And if you're going to finish, then you're going to understand that there's going to be challenges, and it's not going to be easy going from here to here and going from here to here and going from here to here. What we have to do is we have to teach you how to invite. Okay, listen. Invite, present, help start, train a volunteer army. You have to invite. This is a volunteer army. Nobody's your employees. People don't care how much you know unless they know how much you care. We're building a volunteer army. To get to 5,000, you're building a volunteer army. So you have to learn how to invite, present, help them start, and train them, and then duplicate them. So tonight we're going to teach you a bunch of information that I promise you will help you build your business. There's a lot of things I don't know how to do. Like, I'm bad at a lot of things, and I've stayed bad at them because I focused on getting good at building these teams, at building teams. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes there are people that have had talent and they've just been in the wrong system, the wrong place. So many of you have tried network marketing before in a different company, in a different situation, and things didn't work out. And now you're here and you're around the right people in the right community, and you're starting to grow and develop. Like, I'm so excited for my friend Carrie, like, and seeing what's happening with her organization. I've known her for years through another really good friend of mine, and she's always been a good person, and she's always had a good heart, and she's always worked hard. But now she's around a group of people in a community that's like her tribe, like she fits. And her team is growing bigger than she's ever had before. And it's just exciting to see. And so many of you, you just haven't started that yet. You're here. And so one of the things that we're going to talk about is, I really want you to look at this. And if I can be very conservative, right? Because there's a guy named Martin and a lady named Helen that just finished 100, right? They just finished 100 in Africa, where the membership is not as complete as it is in the United States yet. It's still developing. And the average household income is $400 a month, and they just finished 100, and they started in November. So Martin's story is, in November, he finished 10 in November. In December, he finished 25, if any of y'all were following him. In January, he finished 50. And in February, he finished 100. And everybody's been asking me how. He made the decision to finish. Number 2, he wrote down why he's doing this. Number 3, he made a list. Right? Number 4, right? He invited people. Number 5, he presented like his life depended on it. And he got a lot of no's and he got a lot of yeses. And I just want you to understand. So I want you to think for a second. What do we want to do for all of you, right? So the first thing we want to do for you, if we look at this, right? The very first thing that all of you should be focused on, all of you, is step 1. Step 1 is your 6. So write down my 6. Because you want to have the story that my membership is free. My membership is free. This is the story that all of you want right now. All of you. That your membership is free. And I don't care how long this takes you. This is it. This is step 1. Now, however long that takes, but let's go back to here. And let's say that you get that done in March. And at the same time, you finish 5 in the month of March. 5. I believe you can finish 10-10 in the month of April. I really do. And I'm talking to every one of you that's part-time. I believe this can be done for every single person on this phone. I have zero doubt. Even if you have 0-0 right now, I believe 5-5 can be done in March and 10-10 can be done in April. Now, let's say 25-25 is not May. Let's say it's May and June. So it takes you 2 months to finish. And then this is July and August and September to get that done. And then it takes October and November and December. So by the end of December, and I'm being very conservative, but by the end of December, you're at 100. By the end of December. Okay, so that's where you are, is at 100 by the end of December. Starting, as long as everybody keeps their membership, starting in 2026, you're earning $2,000 a month every month. So for 2026, your baseline income is $24,000 a year for 2026. Are you willing to do the work to be in that situation for 2026? And then let's say, I'm just going to be so conservative. Please forgive me if you're going, no, Muzaffar, I'm going to finish all of it faster. I love you for that. Let's say it takes you all of 2026 to finish Diamond. Then starting in 2027, you're making $5,000 a month. And it takes you all of 2027 to finish Blue Diamond. So now in 2028, you're making $120,000 a year. And it takes all of 2028 to finish this. And in 2029, you're making $240,000 a year. And it takes all of 2029 to finish this. And in 2030, you're making $432,000 for the year. So 5 years from now. And then it takes all of 2030 to finish Black Diamond. And in 2031, you're making $85,000 a month. Are you willing to be bad before you're good? Are you willing to finish this one? Are you willing to go through it when there's going to be a challenge in the membership, or a challenge in the back office, or a challenge in it's guys, we officially had a launch in October, but truth be told, the software started in December. So we're talking December, January, February. We're in month 3, just finished. This is month 4, just so all of you know. And so I'm being so I don't know what your age is going to be here. But whatever your age is, in the year of 2031, is it worth it? And then here's the question. Is what you're doing now giving you the ability by 2031 without Viago to be here? And along the way, you're helping a lot of people make 1,000 a month, 500 a month, 200 a month, 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month. Along the way, you're changing lives. Do you know how many messages I get daily, weekly, going, thank you for Viago. Thank you for changing my life. Like, that means more to me than the money. When people go, thank you for this. Thank you for changing. And listen, I'm not the sole person. I'm one of a group. But I'm talking about people, because maybe I introduced someone who introduced someone who introduced someone who introduced them. Some people I introduced. Some people, you know what I mean? Maybe I did a training for it, whatever it is. The point, ladies and gentlemen, is you're going to have that. You're going to have where people call you and thank you and pray for you when you're not looking. And they're going to thank God for the day that you were born, because you brought them to this opportunity, just so you know. And as we continue, ladies and gentlemen, there's so much that I want to go into tonight. But this wasn't the plan, what I just showed you. This PowerPoint was the plan. But you have a plan, God has a plan, God always wins. Sometimes I get this when I open up the Zoom and I start seeing people, it's weird. My brain starts thinking about information that you need based on me looking at your name or your face. I can't explain it, but it's been 30 years of me doing this that I feel so grateful that it's like the intuition or that little voice that tells you. However, I still have to go through this PowerPoint and give you guys information because our wonderful Lauren Bradshaw put this together. I didn't put this together. I can't take credit for this because I can't do this stuff. She and so many other people can do this stuff. Elite Synergy System. So let's talk about this really quickly. This is the website. You need to bookmark this site, right? But anything that you need for training, events, PowerPoints, videos, everything is here. It's one of sites. Now, this is something that I was talking to Lauren and she goes, Muzaffar, I'm so proud of this. She goes, this is a new area, a ton of informational videos. And this is elitesynergysystem.com/quick coach. And it's like little videos on how to book your first trip or how to use the back office just quickly, or how to sign somebody up, or how to just little, like converting a getaway to Viago points, applying Viago points to reward escapes. How do you do escape your way? How to do the unlimited dine-in stay. What is the unlimited dine-in stay? How to use your getaway to book a 4-night stay in Mexico, like little videos. And then Lauren got it done in Spanish, had it translated into Spanish. Like, how phenomenal is that? Now, Inner Circle is something that if you're not a part of, you are missing it. I just got done saying you're going to be bad before you're good. And one of the key things when you're bad, you have to get trained. And it's not just the regionals and the nationals. It's putting the right information in your ear. Like I'm telling you right now, why would you put information in your head that's negative? And what do I mean by negative? I'll tell you. I'm not here to tell you what music to listen to. But if the music you're listening to is F this, kill this, F them, kill them, like why would you have that go into your head? Versus listening to Inner Circle where somebody's going, hey, this is how I overcome objections. This is how I connect with people. This is how I build relationships. This is how I increase my list. This is how why not put that in your head for the next few years? I'm not talking forever. And again, I'm not saying not to listen to music. Do I listen to songs? Yeah, listen. When my daughter, when they get ready to go on a volleyball tournament, you know what song or even practice, you know what song we listen to? It's like our theme song at Viago. I'm not even kidding you. And it's called Let's Go by Neil, right? And I shake my daughter going, let's go. It's not about where you've been. It's about where you're going. And like, that's what I do before they go play. Like, that's what I do with them. I get them all riled up before practice, like practice. And I tell my daughters, I'm like, listen. And my daughter goes, Dad, they made us run a burnout. I was like, yes. If you don't know what a burnout is, it's a suicide. Like it's where you go, you run, you touch a line, you come back. And then like we used to have to do tons of those when I played. And so I told my daughter, I said, listen, how many does the coach have you do? She said 1. I go, great. That's what the team does. She goes, yeah. I go, you do 2. You do 2. I want my daughters to know that what everybody else is doing, you do 1 more. And I want that for you in your business. I want you to think for a second. What is everybody doing? Is everybody doing 1 presentation a week? You do 1 more. There are people doing 1 presentation a day. You do 1 more. Just do 1 more. Just 1 more. Whenever you're tired, do 1 more. When you're tired of making calls because you heard a bunch of no's, do 1 more. When you've gotten a bunch of yeses and you think you finished enough, do 1 more. When you've gotten no answers, do 1 more. Just 1 more. That's all I'm asking. Like I've told people, I've coached people. Like one of my best friends, he's in Dubai right now. I'm so excited he's a part of this business. His name is Ed Hartwell. I love that brother. Like, that's like my brother. And his son just got accepted to Indiana State football. And I told him, and I told his son, and his son is like, tell me, like, I'm gonna be starting. And I said, EJ, listen. I said, when you start doing workouts in camp, I said, whatever everybody else is doing, you do one more. I said, on your phone, on the cover, put on the cover of your phone, do one more. So every time you look at it, it's do one more. By the way, if you're looking at the cover of my phone, you're going to go, why does he have that? He just said, do one more. I'm going to tell you mine. The reason I have the Green Lantern, which is kind of maybe weird to you, right? But if you watch, I love movies, but if you watch the Green Lantern, right? Everything that he did was created by his mind. It all had to do with how far his mind could stretch to create things. And I'm a big believer in this book, which is Think and Grow Rich. It has to do with the fact that God gave us one of the best gifts in this world, which is our brain, our mind, just so you know. Anyways, that's why I have the Green Lantern, because it reminds me that I'm only limited by my thoughts. I'm only limited by my thoughts. If you're writing anything down, write that down. I'm only limited by my thoughts. So why not expand your thoughts? And how do you do that? Is putting information in. And I want you all to know that Inner Circle is such a powerful tool that people aren't using enough of. So this is the QR code. You want to get Inner Circle. Okay, let's continue. Daily presentations that are available. There are presentations, Eric G and Shar and friends from the beaches of the world. They're doing daily presentations. And I love that they're doing a presentation every day, right? There's a membership, Club Viago that Shar does, which is awesome. There's a club overview invitation that's daily, livevipevent.com, just so you know. And then I'm doing a presentation right now. A majority of them are myself and Sherry Sharman. And some of y'all don't know who she is. She was my first mentor. She really was. And I gravitated to Sherry because of her heart and her willingness to do for others. Sherry was the best and still is at building others up. Sherry's the type of person that it's not about her, it's about everyone else. She's always been that way, and it's why she's built the biggest businesses. Sherry was a preschool teacher. And what she did was she learned how to make the information simple, just so all of you know, right? And she ended up becoming like my second mom. And if any of y'all saw the recent Lion King movie, Mufasa, if any of y'all saw it, you'll understand this analogy. And if you haven't seen it, go watch the movie. It's amazing. It's amazing. But Mufasa had his real mom, who he loves. And there's nothing to take away from my real mom, who I love. And Mufasa had a second mom. And if you watch the movie, you'll see what made Mufasa special is what his second mom taught him about his business. And I'm not going to take it away from you, but what his second mom taught him, the moms normally don't teach male lions. Like, they don't teach lions. Lions normally don't learn what the lady knows. When you watch Mufasa, you're going to see my life, because my real mom, who I love with all my heart, is my real mom. My second mom taught me things that helped me build such an amazing business. And I'm so honored that she's here. But I want you to understand is that she is going to be on this Zoom tomorrow night with me, live from Dubai. She will be on, and we do a presentation every Monday, every Wednesday, every Saturday. And these are at elitesynergysystem.com/events. So they're here. So you can easily access them. You know where everything is. And so this is the one that's happening. Where you go is elitesynergylive.com. That's where you will go, which That's where we do the presentation. Okay. So Playbook, which is happening in Dubai. If you have any way to get people out there, Isaac is going to be at this event training as a surprise guest. They didn't know he was coming, but he's coming. Now, our regionals, which is where I want to get to, our regionals, which are happening literally in 3 days. And I want you to understand the power of the regional, okay? And I tell people right now, if we go back to this right here, I was talking to one of our leaders and I told them, I said, listen, I said, the fact is that the RTE to me is not optional. It's mandatory for me. And I'm telling all of you right now, if you've made a decision to finish this and you really want to go Black Diamond, and like I was talking earlier about when I was saying if and you were going to say when, and Shonda was nodding her head, if you guys remember that whole scenario, the fact is this, is if that's where you're at, then the RTE is not an option. It's mandatory. Inner Circle is not an option. It's mandatory. Atlanta is not an option. It's mandatory. If this is what you're trying to finish, even if this, look, if all you want to do is finish 5-5 and that's all you want to do, then the RTE is optional. If that's all you want to do. But if there's anything else that you want to accomplish, ladies and gentlemen, that's beyond $500 or more, then the RTE is mandatory. It's mandatory. And I want you to understand that. That's the power of this. The power of this is that if you're making a decision to finish this thing, to finish this one, and you're accepting the fact that you're going to be bad before you're good, and you're going to be good before you're great, and you're accepting the fact that you're going to do the activity, and you're accepting the fact that you're going to be coached, just like the example that I gave you in basketball, where in order to shoot, we're going to tuck your elbow in, and we're going to flatten your hand out like this and bend it back. This right here will stay uncomfortable. And there are many times where you're going to go back to this and we're going to say your elbow was out. And you're going to say, no, it was tucked in. I don't know why I missed the shot. And we're going to say, I watched you. Your elbow was out. That's our job, is to coach you. But you've got to be willing to take the coaching. You've got to be willing. Like one of the things that I cannot stand is when somebody says 3 words to me. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. The other one is 4 words. No, I know. Yeah, I know. No, I know. Yeah, I got it. 3 words. Listen, I shut off. I shut off. Because to me, they're not listening. And when you're not listening, you're not growing. And when you're not growing, you're dying. Think about that one. When you're not listening, you're not growing. When you're not growing, you're dying. The regional trainings, number one, I need you to want to make it a must that you have to be there. Okay? The minute you go, I'm going. The minute you go, I'm going. Okay, what comes next? What comes next? Now, what we have to do is the work, ladies and gentlemen. If what you're doing is I'm going, okay, so let me show you how this business works. There's something called recruit to invite and invite to recruit. Okay, so right now, every city, okay, and except for Oklahoma, I think there might have been a challenge in location, but every other city, Chicago, Newark, Tampa, San Antonio, the DMV, Maryland, Atlanta, Concord, Phoenix, Bloomington, Minnesota, and Canton, Ohio. They all have a Friday night presentation that's happening. A Friday night presentation. They all have a Friday night presentation. So Friday, March 7th. Friday, March 7th. Okay, is the presentation. And I'm going to show this to you. Saturday is the RTE. Now, I don't invite new people to an RTE because they haven't seen a presentation yet. I invite new people to the presentation, and I let the presentation close them to come on Saturday. However, today is Tuesday. So you have two choices. You can do absolutely nothing and everything to get your people there on Friday. What I would do is I would get people I know on Wednesday's presentations. That's what I would do. I would do everything in my power to get people on Wednesday's presentation. Why? Because think about this. If I invite 10 people to Friday night, by the time Friday night comes, I think, Melanie, I've been letting people in, but I was hoping if you could please keep an eye out, that would be fantastic. If on Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, you've got the presentation happening in where you're doing the RTE, and you have 10 people invited for that Friday night, okay? You got to understand what's going to happen. Some of these people are going to work late. Some of them aren't going to have a babysitter. Some of them are going to forget. Some of them are just not going to respond. Some of them are just going to be too tired. And now you have 5 people showing, whatever. It's just how this business is. And you know what? I need you to understand something. If it's people you know and you have a relationship with them, their mindset is, my friend will understand. My friend will understand. And they think you'll understand. That's why it's okay that they don't show. But what happens is you now have 5 people. What if you invited 5, for example, to Wednesday night's presentation? And let's say 3 of them said yes. And you now have 3 people inviting to RTE's presentation before the training. You have 3 people that said yes that are going to RTE. You have 3 people that are inviting, let's say 5 people. Let's say they're not doing 10. And then you invite another 10. And out of your 10, 5 show. And out of the 5, 3 show. And out of this 5, 2 show. And out of this 5, 4 show. And now what do you have? You have 14 people at a presentation versus 5. This is called recruit to invite versus inviting people only at the big presentation, hoping this is going to do all the recruiting for you. Get people on a presentation on Wednesday. Get them on a presentation on Thursday. Use your upline. Now, how do you invite? And I'm telling you right now, there's 3 types of people. This is you. There are people that you look up to. There are people that are equal to you, and there are people that look up to you. People that you look up to. And I just left this message for a couple of you. Because people have been asking me, Muzaffar, how do I invite better? How do I invite better? How do I invite better? And I'll tell you right now, if I was to invite someone, and I'm going to go back to my buddy, and I think he's on here, but if I was going to go invite my buddy Stevie B, who Stevie is someone that I look up to. Because when I first came into this industry, he was already successful in my first company. But remember, it's not what I think, it's what they think I think. I know that sounds weird. It's not what I think, it's what they think I think. Right? And listen, I know that Steve knows that I look up to him for what he's done, what he's created. He's like a big brother. And if I called Steve and I said, hey, Steve, listen, I know you've built successful businesses in our industry. I got connected to a company, Stevie, that a couple of individuals that their previous companies, they've done billions in revenue from multiple industries. And these giants have come together and they put together a company that's just finished pre-launch, Stevie. And I guess they're already opened up in 40 countries and they're growing at a rapid rate. And I would love to get your opinion on this. I would love to get your opinion on it. And he's gonna, and so I would ask him for his opinion. Someone that I look up to, my auntie, my uncle, someone that I look up to. I just got introduced something by a friend of mine, a company that the partners that have come together have created successful businesses that have done billions. And they've created this new project that just finished pre-launch. And they're already in 40 countries. I would love to get your opinion. Once you say that, I would finish with this. If you like what I love, ooh, that's a strong statement. If you like what I love, we can talk about being business partners. And if not, any referrals that you have can help me get a jump start to my business, a jump start. Then there are people that trust you. And the people that trust you, ladies and gentlemen, you could say, listen, you're one of my best friends. It would mean the world to me for you to see this with me. And then people that look up to you, you can call them and tell them what to do. I found a business that will change your life. Change your life. I found a business that will change your life. Okay. So that answers the question on how to invite better for the Friday nights presentations, ladies and gentlemen, the Friday nights presentations. So you want to invite to Friday, but use Eric G and Shar are doing great presentations every day. Use one of their presentations to recruit somebody now. Tomorrow night, Sherry and I are doing a presentation. Use that one. Thursday, there's going to be another one Eric's going to do. Use that one. And recruit people that then everybody's inviting into Friday. Okay? That is recruit to invite. And I'll finish this up, ladies and gentlemen. If we go back to this, right? These are the cities, and you can find this at viagoevents.com. You can get registered. And I'm telling all of you right now, this is Akron, Ohio. This is going to be phenomenal. You all should be, all of us, you, me, all of us should be trying to find people in Akron, in Canton to get to Friday night, because Michelle and Sean and Jenna will get them there for Saturday. If we get people to Atlanta, Ben and Roy will get them there Saturday. If we get people to Bloomington, oh my God, Jeff and Jen will get them there Saturday. If we get people to Chicago, Muzaffar and Dana will get them there Saturday. If we get people to Concord, like KP is going to get them there Saturday. This is the DMV, Maryland, right? I know Angie and Dominic will get them there Saturday. This is Newark. I know Roscoe will get them there Saturday. This is Josh, right, in Oklahoma, right? This is Pat, Josh, and Jen. Josh and Jen. I was going to go to Patrick and Jen, but Josh and Jen. So Jen's going to be in Oklahoma with Josh. Patrick's going to be in Phoenix with Shar, right? Carrie and the Bronze are going to be in San Antonio, and they're also doing Friday night. So all of these areas, ladies and gentlemen, they will get there. Juanita and Melanie will get them there on Saturday. And then the biggest thing is Atlanta. So what we do from now until this weekend is going to set the game plan to Atlanta. And all I'm telling each and every one of you is this, is Atlanta needs to be mandatory. You need to book your hotel if you haven't done it. On Thursday is 50 Squared Leadership Training. This is everything that's happening. Book everything right now for Atlanta. And don't forget that Friday night, it's going to be a whiteout party. It's going to be a whiteout party, which will be brilliant. This Thursday is an all ambassador Zoom. Make sure that's on your calendar. Eddie Head has new announcements. Don't miss it. And then we've got a section for documents. So a lot of information to cover tonight. A lot. The call is recorded. I'm going to stop the recording now. And I just want to say for those y'all watching the recording, try to get on these live, but I'm glad you watched the recording. And we're proud of you. And we can't wait to see you at the RTE and especially in Atlanta. God bless and we love you. For